So in this series, it's been quite the journey for T'Challa, with him trying to figure out all these mysteries around vibranium, as well as the prophecies about him and the Woman of Light, or T'Challa being transformed by vibranium into something new. And for a while, Matron Amala and the Voodoo Khan, they tried to use this to make T'Challa's power benefit the progenitors, but now that T'Challa is speaking directly to Bast, all of that manipulation is out of the way, and the message is very clear. So with that said, if you're enjoying these videos, be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and don't forget to hit that bell up top to get all notifications. Alright, so coming back, this picks up just after T'Challa's fight with Zenon, who's like the leader of the progenitors, which at the time left T'Challa's body in a really bad state, to say the least. But eventually, like we saw, T'Challa was saved by Bast, who then took him on a spiritual journey so he could fully claim the Panther's power, which is where we pick up now, with Bast saying, "T'Challa, your body lies on the earth healing, and your mind and soul are here with me. Time is not a river, my child. It is a wound, and we are the blood that tries to heal it. Long before Wakanda, the sky cracked, the heavens mourned, and in their mourning, they gave us a gift, a metal unlike any other. It did not belong to this world. Those who touched it heard a voice, not from the stone, but from the beyond. It whispered in dreams, not commands, but invitations to shape the world, to elevate it. The metal taught us. It remembered what it once was, and it shared. It was forged not in nature, but in design, by a culture older than our imagination. They were not conquerors. They were curators, archivists of matter, scribes of energy, and their kingdom was dying. They sought out worlds they could conquer and emerge as gods, and their final breath was a prayer cast into the void. Wakanda was never the first to hold it, only the next. The best among you mastered it, became mighty, but that power had a hidden price. Some still hear it. Its memory remains alive. It knows you, as it knew your fathers. It does not forget, but not all memory is benevolent. They seek to return. The seed has bloomed, and what grows is not ours. It speaks to others now, those who do not understand what they carry. The archivists return. And as T'Challa is seeing and hearing all of this, he's like, this is not power, it is legacy. So he's starting to understand here, and that's where Bast goes on to say, legacy demands continuance, but continuance demands blood. And for a moment here, T'Challa's shown these images of war. And right away, this just reminds me of the whole idea of the prophecy about how T'Challa's continuance, or his child, would come by way of him growing closer to the Woman of Light during the time of war. But Bast continues here with saying, you will need to choose, my king, between the memory of the gods and the will of your people, and your heart must hold both. You must not worship me, not that alone. You must evolve, become, and be the thing that destroys them. See what must be, and make your choice, T'Challa. And you know, the crazy thing is, after all this time, where we've seen T'Challa just wanting a straightforward answer, or a straightforward explanation of all this, now that he's finally getting it, he's like, show me. Because throughout this entire series, he's wanted someone to make things clear, so he could take the appropriate action. So now with Bast telling him, see what must be and make your choice, T'Challa's just like, show me. So she continues here saying, then walk with me, king, son of kings, and see. Son of kings, do you see? The truth was never lost. It was buried beneath fear. Some heard the metal speak and listened too well. They knew what was to come. They called themselves the Ukfa, the Rememberers, and they built a power for the king that would have to face them. So now T'Challa, he wants to know if his father knew about this. But like she said before, T'Challa's hearing so much more than his father or even his father's fathers. Because Bast continues here saying, your father did not know me, nor did his father. They built statues of me, but they worshiped themselves. They did not seek my knowledge. Your fathers heard echoes. You hear the choir. One will face them and save Wakanda. And the true Wakanda, the free Wakanda, will spread in my name, in his name. And the progenitors must fall. Prepare your kingdom, T'Challa. Prepare your soul. If they bring their kingdom, they will find ours waiting. And we will remind them, Wakanda is not built on metal. Wakanda is built on will. And I gotta say right there, those words go kinda hard. And now this ends the dream sequence with T'Challa saying, I have seen Mother Bast, and I choose. Just before T'Challa returns back to his physical body. And for a moment here, his choice is explained through his narration as well as his actions. Following this, with him saying, I have walked through shadow. I have stood in the memory of the gods. And now I awaken. The sky breathes above me. And the ground sings. I feel it in the earth, in the stone, in the dust. Vibranium speaks within me. I am no longer separate, not from the land, not from the past, not from her, Mother Bast. I am your storm. I am your voice. I am your weapon. I am your son. Wakanda is not a kingdom. It is a promise, as he lets out this huge roar and these panthers come. And I got a feeling this is something we're going to get used to after a while. And he continues saying, see me, ancestors. May we be as one. Watch. See me honor you. For Wakanda. The gods are not above us. They are within us. Wakanda will rise. For this continent. For all our people. We hide no longer. I have been silent. I have let other nations march on our land. Let them feed their wars and greed with our children. And at this point, when we see this convoy who's taking a bunch of kids, one of the dudes just looks up and he's like, contact! And the next thing we see is T'Challa dropping down on these dudes, screaming, colonizer! Just before he drops down on this Hummer like he ain't never missed a leg day. And right after that, he gives these guys the business. And the thing is, this isn't the first time in this series where we've seen T'Challa handle mercenaries, because we've seen that before. But this time around, it just feels very different, where before it was more like a fight, but now he's chasing some of these guys down. Like this one dude who tried to get away on a bike, only to get KO'd from a kick to the back. And if anything, I'd say it's because now T'Challa's moving with more certainty. He knows his mission. So after he's done with the mercs, he goes to free the kids that they were transporting. And at first, these kids are terrified because they don't know who this man is. So T'Challa makes sure to take the time to tell them not to fear him. He lets them know that they're safe, and with one of the kids that he lets out, he cuts his restraints, he gives him the knife, and he tells him to free the others. And now that the kids know that he's here to help, the same one goes on to ask, who are you? So T'Challa tells him, I am the Black Panther, son of Mother Bast, the true king of a place known as Wakanda. And right away this kid's like, can we come with you? But T'Challa tells him, no, not yet. It is not safe for you now, but I will make it safe. And if you hold faith, Wakanda will come back for you. And after that, he asks if they can get to safety, and they let him know that they're not far from home. So to make sure that they do make it home safe, T'Challa has one of the Panthers go with them. And he tells them here, go, do not fear her. She will protect you on your journey. And really, aside from this being a way for these children to get home safe, as well as the promise for an invitation to Wakanda, it's also T'Challa telling them to tell others that he's here for all of them. Because before he goes, he's like, if you need me, or if you see others who need me, do not scream in fear. Roar. I will hear you. So yeah, now that T'Challa's back, and he's no longer in this weird space of trying to solve the vibranium mystery, so to speak, this lines things up just in time for him to handle the progenitors and sort out his whole situation with Killmonger before something huge like Ultimate Endgame comes around. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like and let me know in the comments if you're just as excited to see Ultimate Black Panther move forward into the fullness of his power with certainty and conviction, because I can just imagine that this is going to lead us to seeing a whole lot more of what his vibranium powers can really do, because we've been getting teased with the idea since issue 8, I think it was, which at the time was us seeing T'Challa speak to vibranium in his mind and ask it to come to him. But it's like now, 12 issues later, and we see him feeling a way crazier connection between the sky, the earth, the stone, and even the dust, because now vibranium is speaking to him on a whole nother level. So yeah, if you ask me, I'm most excited to see what that's going to turn into in the near future, because that's a pretty sick power to have. And so now real quick, I want to give a special shout out to all the patrons. Thank you guys for all of your support. And for anyone who's new here who wants more information on how to support the channel, I got a link below where you can go to patreon.com/dopespill. But that'll do it for this one, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and we'll do it again on the next one. All right, later.